हेलो ऑल, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। स्वागत है आप सबका मेरे इस चैनल पर।
In this lecture, we will see the financial justification of PDM. Now, every year there are companies who have opportunity to invest in different products. They can invest in short-term project, they can invest in long-term project, they can invest in new product, invest money in manufacturing activities. They invest money in developing the corporate image of their company. Then they invest money in improving the working conditions, and also they invest money in implementation of the PDM. Now, the top management has a difficult task to choose which project to fund because there are a lot of tasks and all the tasks cannot be performed simultaneously in the same financial year. So, few tasks has to be given priority and should be implemented. So, why they will implement PDM? Since they have many other tasks to be implemented, why should they implement PDM? They should have a clear understanding of what exactly PDM is and what is the benefit of PDM to the company in all the sense, whether it is product, whether it is the employee, whether it is the working environment of the employee, whether it is the brand name of the company, if and finally the profit. If company sees profit in it, then only they will be convinced enough to implement PDM and provide fund for implementation of PDM. Most of the projects will appear very important. Like I told you, there are so many projects which the company wants to implement, and some of them will be really important. Some may appear as important, and some projects may involve large amount of initial investment. So the company has to take decision. PDM is not that important, and they will not invest in PDM. Is top management is unlikely to understand the projects in detail. They don't know what exactly PDM is because they have not attended the PDM activities. Only the middle management people have undergone the PDM related meetings. So and it is not convinced properly to the top management. So this people will not be convinced enough to implement the PDM. Also, the people who are proposing, they are not strong enough to propose it to the management, and the proposals also that they will write, they proposals are not strong enough for the management to understand that PDM should be implemented. Now, even if the PDM proposal appears to be very profitable, it may lose out to be a proposed project, just a project, and that may appear even more attractive. So it can be considered as a project which is appearing attractive. So top management will say, okay, your project seems to be attractive, but we don't think that we should invest in it. Sometimes if it is presented well, then also it may lose out the proposal because the PDM project that is explained to the top management has a poor opinion. They have explained well, but from management point of view, it is poorly explained. So they may not think to invest in the PDM. Now, in some companies, it may be difficult to get a project accepted because sometimes people exaggerate the benefit of their proposal, and this can be really dangerous in the PDM environment because if whatever is proposed and that is not done or expectations are high and then the proposal does not meet the expectation, then the management will is likely to punish the proposal team members. This is true for all the projects, but it seems particularly relevant to large scale on PDM because other projects proposal are already well defined and they are been they have been implemented in many companies. So those proposals, if there are some issues in those proposals or if they cannot get the required benefit, then it may not be that issue. But PDM is a new proposal, and for implementing this proposal, the company should have a strong where the profit is clearly seen to the management. Then only the company will think of implementing the PDM. When a PDM proposal is presented to the management, it should contain a financial justification. So without financial justification, if the project is proposed to the management will think, okay, it is a good project, we will see it later, and they will just ignore that project. If the financial justification, because management is interested only in what Top management is interested only in revenue, in profit, in money. And if the project proposal, PDM project proposal is presented to management, they will think that okay, it's a good proposal, but then we will have to invest money for nothing, for nothing. So it should also have a financial justification, and that should show the required investment, the running cost associated with the project, the expected benefit, and the returns that can be obtained from the project. Also, the risk associated with the investment should be clearly highlighted. At the same time, whatever investment is done for PDM, what is its effect on the other aspects of the other areas of the company? Other areas means it's a manufacturing department, it's the economics of the worker, it's the marketing department. Everywhere, what are the effects of PDM? So in fact, if it is properly explained to the management, then management will think that it's just a part of what we are doing, but we have to do it in different way, and we don't have to invest much money. So if it is properly explained with proper justification, then the top management may give approval for the PDM project. Because without such justification, top management will be unable to decide either if the project is worthwhile, or if it is, then is it a better choice for investing fund in PDM, or that money can be invested in some other business. The major difficulty in PDM cost justification is the identification of benefit. What are the benefits of PDM? That should be clearly explained to the top management. There can be a multi-level structure in the business. Like the management would be thinking that this much revenue generation will happen with this low-level management. With middle-level management, this much revenue can be generated. Or there can be different levels or structures in the overall business. And actually more benefit is obtained from the lower level only, because lower level is the level where actual work is carried out. And in this PDM is if it is implemented, and then middle level is not going to give any such benefit. The benefit has to be extracted from the lower level only. So if it is not properly implemented, rather the benefit is not properly shown to the management, they may be reluctant to do it. The overall business benefit results from the addition of the detailed benefit. Now, how will you get the benefit? Benefit is it will result from addition of all the detailed benefit. So at the highest level of the structure is the overall business benefit, and it is resulting from PDM. At the highest level, at the top level, it's the overall business benefit. Now it can be expressed in terms as such as increased gross margin or improved competitive position. So it actually should be expressed more quantitatively as gross margin increased by 10%, or market by implementing PDM, the market of our company or our particular product will increase by 2% or 5%. So overall, what will be the benefit of this? Okay, because when I am saying the cost price of the product can be reduced by 10%. Okay, then company may think cost price is reduced, but then product sale is increased or not. They may not relate it. But if you talk in terms of increase in the profit, then they may think, okay, profit is increasing, then it's something of our concern. So we should clearly give an ear to it, like that. So when overall business benefit is actually found out, the cost of PDM has to be subtracted, because cost of PDM is the cost that is incurred for implementing the PDM. So that should be subtracted, and then the overall business benefit should be projected to the management for getting approval of PDM process. So this is one of the main objective of PDM, to convince the top management that it makes sense to invest in PDM, should invest in PDM. The most top managers will be interested primarily in the overall business benefit. That's what I have told you, overall business benefit, and it is resulting from PDM. Okay, not in the low level benefit. Okay, low level benefit they are already getting, but what is the overall business benefit after the PDM is implemented? That should be properly understood by them. if the management see clear overall benefit, then they will probably consider for the investment. Otherwise, they will straight away deny, or they may deny it in a much diplomatic way. They can have reasons like we don't have fund now, or we are setting up a new plant, or we may think it in the next financial year. Some or other reasons like this will be given, and then the PDM will not be implemented. Now another thing here is most of the top managers will depend on the lower level manager to see that the calculations are correctly done. And the calculations, which calculations? The calculations which are projected, which are leading to the overall business benefit. Okay, they are correctly done. They will expect some financial advisor or some finance manager, if they have appointed, to check the mathematics of the calculation. Like if it is properly done, if it is properly projected, looking from the financial point of view, it is correct or not. So if these people are expressing their opinion regarding this, that it is done properly, then it can be implemented. It can be thought for implementation by the top level management. Now the overall business benefit includes the cost of PDM and the benefit of PDM. Cost and benefit of PDM. And there is one more element in this, that is the time value of time value which is invested in the PDM, because this time value plays an important role in PDM cost justification. The time is given by the people in PDM. It means the people are hired by the company, and they are putting their or investing their time in this activity of PDM, which is not profitable activity. Then they are losing the money that is invested on the employee. So time concept is really a matter when a financial justification of the PDM has to be provided. Okay, so these are the financial justifications of PDM. In short, it says that whenever PDM is to be implemented, it has to be properly presented to the management, and when presenting to the management, the financial aspect should be presented, and what are the issues that may come, that should also be properly justified. It should not be overrated, and then the calculations and all those things should also be included in the presentation. Then the top management may give approval for the implementation of PDM. Then there are certain potential problems with PDM. What are the problems? Many problems can occur during implementation of PDM. So just now we have seen one problem that can occur with the PDM. We have also seen another reasons for implementation of PDM. So there, in this also we have seen there are so many problems that may come while PDM is to be implemented. We'll see few more issues. Though sometimes what may happen, that organization have set some objective by itself, and the PDM is implemented just to overcome those objectives. And the objectives can be like this. For example, the company has been having the objective or setting the objective for the next 2 years or 3 years to reduce the lead time, to reduce the cost of the product, maybe to improve the quality of the product, and so on. So they can have different objectives. Maybe I have told you 2 3 objectives. So they have one, for example, one of the objectives to reduce the cost of the product. Then what will happen? They will call the vendor, and they will ask the vendor to implement the PDM system. Now the vendor will give assurance that okay, this is your objective to reduce the cost, sir. Not only the cost will be reduced, your lead time will be reduced, your quality will improve, and sale will improve. All those things the PDM vendor will tell, and then after finalizing everything, the PDM will be implemented. Now, after a few days, when the engineering VP finds finds that the productivity is going down, he may be surprised to see that okay, we have invested so much in PDM, and then we are getting the less output. The productivity is less. we actually thought of increasing the sales or getting the or selling the product in a low cost and increasing the profit margin, but we are seeing the different we are seeing that opposite is happening here. So he may call the PDM vendor, and PDM vendor says that, sir, whatever we had decided, everything is going as per the plan. We are uh, we are we have implemented PDM with whatever we had thought earlier. Then there may be argument between those two people, and then that's just an argument, and nothing can be obtained as an outcome of this. The blame game will start, and there can be no output of this. But the root of the problem here is that the expectation of two parties are different. The PDM vendor is implementing PDM for the whatever we have seen, why PDM is implemented. So he is implementing with that perspective, and the organization, if they are thinking of implementing PDM with this different perspective, maybe reducing the cost of the product, then obviously the expectation will not meet, or maybe the expectation may meet after 2 years or 3 years. So here there is an expectation gap. So now this expectation gap has to be clearly removed, or this should not actually come. Uh, the clear reason for implementation of PDM should be explained by both the parties, the company as well as the people who are providing the PDM should be properly explained, and the time period in which the benefit will be obtained, and the increase in profitability by whatever amount it is, that should be clearly discussed and should be documented. Then these problems may not occur. So this is another problem with PDM. So these are the realistic problems which generally happens with different products. So this is a PDM. It can happen with different products also.